In the busy city of Lagos, lorries honked loudly, buses shouted for passengers, and workers ran in all directions. The streets were crowded, and the traffic was terrible on that sunny Monday morning. Amanda was just waking up. She lived in a small one-room apartment in Oshodi, inside an old public compound. The place was always noisy. Children cried, radios played loudly, and neighbors shouted from morning till night. Amanda had come to Lagos just 2 months ago. That morning was the beginning of her job hunting. She had used all her savings to move from Enugu to Lagos. Back home, she believed Lagos was a place where money flowed easily, like a machine that never stopped. Reality was different. She checked the time. It was already 8 a.m. She jumped up in a hurry, brushed her teeth, grabbed her bucket, and rushed to the public bathroom. When she got there, she met a long line of people waiting to bathe. She frowned. This is not what I planned for, she thought. But house rent in Lagos was very expensive. This small room was the only place her money could afford. She felt disappointed and sad. This was not the Lagos life she imagined back in Enugu. When it was finally her turn, she bathed quickly, dressed neatly in one of her best clothes, wore her covered shoes, carried her file, and stepped out. She stopped the bike at the junction and rode without any clear destination. When she got to a busy area filled with offices and shops, she came down and started entering buildings one after the other, asking for a job. Then suddenly, a girl pulled her aside. "Where do you think you're going?" The girl asked calmly. "Do you think people like us are allowed inside places like this?" Her name was Sarah. Sarah was also looking for a job. She told Amanda she had been coming to that same company for days, but no one ever let her in. Amanda sighed and said she was desperately looking for work too. They stood outside, thinking. Soon, they started talking and discovered they had something in common. They were both new in Lagos. Sarah shared her story. She had not found a place to stay yet. She was sleeping under shop corners at night. She brought out a little money and begged Amanda to allow her stay with her. Amanda felt sorry for her and agreed. They went to where Sarah kept her bag, carried it, and returned to Amanda's room. After dropping the bag, they went back out to continue job hunting. This time, they avoided big companies and entered supermarkets instead. In one large supermarket, they were offered jobs, one as a cashier and the other as a receptionist. They were very happy. The pay was small, but they agreed to manage. They promised each other that they would survive in Lagos. The job was not easy. Every day, Amanda and Sarah woke up before 7 a.m. because of traffic in Oshodi. They trekked long distances to work to avoid salary deductions. They passed many junctions and walked miles. By the time they arrived, they were soaked in sweat and looked exhausted. Sarah complained often. "This is not the life I wanted," she would say. But Amanda always stayed calm. "Let's endure," she said. "This will pass." One evening, as they were returning home, Amanda saw an old sewing machine abandoned by the roadside. "Let's take it," she said. Sarah lifted it quickly. "Let's go." At home, Sarah asked, "Can you sew?" "Yes," Amanda replied. They cleaned the machine and placed it on a rusty table beside their room. With little money, they bought thread and basic materials. Amanda started sewing for neighbors in the compound. The next day, they bought small pieces of fabric and made skirts and tops. They sold them cheaply to girls in the compound. Sarah was upset. "How can we survive selling clothes for 1,500 Nigerian nairas and 2,000 Nigerian nairas?" she asked. Food alone cost 4,000 Nigerian nairas daily. She felt people were looking down on Amanda's hard work. Months later, Amanda met a man named Jude. He was handsome but always broke. Amanda fell in love quickly. Jude followed her everywhere, helped her fetch water, and acted caring. But he always asked for money, the little money Amanda made from sewing. Sarah warned her. "This is Lagos, not a movie," she said. But Amanda didn't listen. One evening, Jude insulted her sewing work and demanded money for ice cream. That was the breaking point. Sarah confronted Jude and chased him out. Amanda finally realized the truth. She ended the relationship and cried on her bed while Sarah comforted her. Months passed. The supermarket job became unbearable. The pay was poor, the stress was too much, and hunger was constant. They knew something had to change. They decided to rely on their talent and hard work, not salary. This was just the beginning.